Welcome back everyone. Today I decided to do a quick video to show you how to fix a typo in the Terraform documentation. This specific example is going to be for the Azure provider. I was reading through a particular resource and noticed a typo in the example. And as anybody else who's went and copied code samples and or examples and found out that they had a typo, and then you spend all this time trying to figure it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fix this small little issue. And this is a great way to get started contributing to open source. So I was reading through the database resources, specifically the Azure MS SQL database resource. And I was looking at the example here. This is a new resource that came in 2.0. This is the one you kind of need to be moving to. So if you had copied and pasted this right here, you would have ran into an error. And it's not obvious looking here what that error is going to be. So let me point it out. We're creating a SQL server here, and we're giving it the name example. And when we get down here to creating our database, right here where we're giving it the server ID, it's actually using test and not example. So that should read Azure RM underscore SQL underscore server dot example dot ID to match up with this resource right here above. And while we're here, there's also not a space there. So we're going to fix this. So what we should do is we should go to GitHub, and we should go to the Terraform provider for Azure. And then from here, we can fork it if we would like. You can also check to see if there is one of those little quick links here in the documentation for this. Edit this page down here at the bottom. I know I did that real quick. This will be the super easy way to do it because it gives you the full link if you look in the bottom left-hand corner of the page. And it will also fork the project for you. And we'll just do it all here in the browser. So this is how easy editing documentation can be. So we click edit. It's going to bring us to our GitHub. From here, you can say fork this repository. And now we can make our changes. So this is actually a pretty simple one. So we go down here. Let's go ahead and put in the space just so it's consistent. And then we can get here where it says test. And we know this is named example. Just like it is here. And we see that this is correct. I didn't notice any other typos. So storage account here looks fine. It's named example. The resource group's named example. So we know these are all good. And that's it. That was the changes. So I know I made those two changes. So I'm going to say here in the pros, found two typos in the example code. One issue was the SQL Server ID was incorrect. The other typo was a missing new line between blocks. And that's it. That's clear enough to let the people know of the project, the changes I made. Now this is a pretty small change, but I do feel it's important because if somebody copied and pasted that, this just would not work, right? You would get an error. And so I think it's important to change and improve the documentation while I'm here. So I'm going to say propose changes. And what this is doing is creating a pull request for me. Two changes, nice and clean. It'll be easy to read. One file. I could check here while I'm here, and we'll see if there's any other PRs related to this documentation. So let's say SQL. Let's just search. No. See if we got any open issues related to. I don't see any up here right away. So I think I'm good. So at this point, I'm going to click Create Pull Request. and I'm going to submit it. Now, maybe at this point, maybe I got ahead of myself. Maybe I should create an issue for it. So I could, but I think in this case, it's something small. It'll come in. I think they'll know it's for the docs. And so I don't think creating an issue is going to be that big of a deal. Now, if they come back and they ask for an issue to be created, I'm more than happily make an issue and then link it to it. So I hope you enjoyed this really quick, short video on how to contribute to an open source project and fix the documentation. Documentation is an excellent way to get involved. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I also have a link to my website with other Terraform information and a link to the Buy Me a Coffee page of mine. Thanks.